kind of quickly went through the 4 languages on the poll. It's a really hard decision to decide which languages. Out of like 300 languages that were available to pick, we only have 4 represented here. One of the ones I really want to, I could have got a 6-sided poll. I would have added some Native American languages or teeth. And I'd like, just introduce yourself and maybe just say a few words about the Native American tradition and use your teeth or anything that you want to share.
Thank you, Tom, and the board. What a beautiful concept. My heritage is, even though I don't look it, I'm this grandmother, Cherokee, great-grandmother, Blackfoot, both sides. It's Scottish, so it was dominant. From a native perspective, those 4 quadrants that this whole has, pointing up to the heaven spirit rooted in the earth, Mother Earth. And I love that Russia, peace, and earth are the same. Because in the native tradition, this is our mother, truly. And they believe that if we make sacred our walk upon this Mother Earth, in everything that we think, every action that we take, every thought that we project out, that we truly will have. And even though the native people of this land, there is always a pearl dedicated to peace of some sort. Maybe it will not be a business, most often it's around, always in the center of every I hope today everybody will. So when you go to the center of the tribe, of the community, you go to that source that connects it with all of creation. And you want to put your hands on it and feel 7 generations that lived before us, which were the first people of this land. They feel peace is such a precious gift, especially to the Cherokee people. Until the very end, they never took up arms against the dominant society. They said, no, let's not do this. Peace comes from peaceful action. And we may die off, but we left that prayer here on this Mother Earth for all of us. No matter where our heritage comes from, we're still on native land, indigenous people who came here first. And the grandmothers have always taught me that for a lot of women here today and a lot of men, that we are the ones that have the responsibility to teach peace. So as a sister, as a mother, as a grandmother, as a great-grandmother, we have the responsibility to carry it and to teach it to our children and to pray that 7 generations that come after us will carry that. If we not teach their children that they need to go out and make lots of money, they teach their children how to live in right relationship with this earth. It is a precious gift. And I thank this community for this beautiful thought of establishing at the core of this community a place dedicated to peace. Truly dedicated to community. And we hope and we pray that many people come here and can take a quiet moment to think about, how do I make peace with myself? How do I make peace with my family? How do I make peace with my community and my extended community that it reaches infinity out there and above and below? How do we do that? That's the prayer to the grandmothers of my lineage I ask that that this land be blessed as a peaceful place always. That people will come and carry that message of peace out into the full direction. That spirit will move within their hearts and in their minds, that when they leave this beautiful place, that their thirst cannot be quenched for that sincere desire to be peaceful, to bring peace in every human part of their life and in the world. That's my prayer for this beautiful place. And I ask the blessings in Jesus' spirit. That much peace. So the Lord directs them, people of the east, bless this land to be always a peaceful place. Of the south, that red rose, that road of life, we ask that this beautiful place always be a peaceful place, with abundance of all that nature can provide to sustain it forever here in the beautiful Mother Earth. People of the west, that these blessings shower down to take all darkness, all conflict away, and that people leave resolved inside of you, peace showering over you. Place of the grandmothers and the grandfathers, the original peoples of this land. Bless all who come here, whisper in their ears. Teach them how to be in sacred relationship with this beautiful Mother Earth. Let them walk in peace. Creator, instill within all hearts and all minds that come to this beautiful place. Let them always hear and feel and know that this is a place of peace. Let it grow strong. Let it prosper. Let healing occur from all who come in. Mother Earth, you give us your lifeblood. You give us life. We ask that all who come here learn how to be in right relationship, that we can restore and remember the original instructions, how to walk on this beautiful Mother Earth and how to protect her and nurture her. We ask that these prayers be for 7 generations, for 7 times 7.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
So the next part, I'm going to talk about just a couple of symbols of peace, and I see she's wearing a very well-known symbol of peace. I never knew, before, like a couple of weeks ago, I never really knew what the meaning of that was. Does anybody know how that got created? The 51st anniversary of this sign. I think it's somebody in England, it's like the flag semaphore, like the symbol N is like holding 2 flags downwards for N, and a D is like holding the flag straight down. So it's like, it stands for ND, which means nuclear disarmament. That's where the that's really became popular during like the Vietnam era. That's something I just.
So it's not really hippie. It has a real meaning. So I would suggest wear it often. It would to know that you are standing for peace. Beautiful, beautiful symbol.
Thank you. So just just a few more symbols of peace that I found that have gone back in history, like the olive branch is a symbol of peace, and white doves are a symbol of peace, and the white poppy flower is also a symbol of peace. Coming out around the First World War, so there's quite a bit of white poppy. I know the red poppy is very popular among veterans, but also the white poppy represents peace. And this is a very popular symbol for peace, the 2 fingers raised up. And we're going to, and kind of coming forward, the peaceful, just another symbol of peace like the rest of those, and one that we hope to have very prominently represented. And kind of coming around full circle to the original creator of the peace pole came out of Japan. And I mentioned the peace crane very briefly. That also symbolizes peace in Japan. I'd like Hannah to, Scott, could you?
Okay, guys.
And Hannah's just going to tell the story of the importance of the crane as a peace symbol. It's a very touching story out of Japan.
I wanted to be on stage with me. Maya, you want to come up here too? Sure. So, as where'd she go? This woman so beautifully put. One of the things that really moves me about the human experience is a phenomenon of when a person or a group of people have been subjected to violence, and their response is love. For example, when I read a story about in post-apartheid South Africa, there was a British white woman who, young, like 24, had gone to South Africa to help register new black voters to vote for the first time. And there was a group of black South Africans who had seen her driving and forced her to stop the car and killed her. And the parents' response to the girl was to understand why they were so angry. They didn't know why she was there. And they moved to South Africa to continue her daughter's work. You know, the story is explaining. And also, if you're from around this area, perhaps you know the story of the Amish, where this gentleman attacked these and killed these young Amish kids, and the response from their families were to go to the funeral of this man, to go to the family of this man and pray with them and to be with them in this loving way, which just blew my mind. And I'm going to share with you an abbreviated version of the story, Sadako and the 1,000 Paper Cranes. And again, I think the really shocking thing about this story is, even though 200,000 people were killed because of this bomb in Japan, there's not a trace of anger or bitterness, not even a hint of resentment in the entire story. It's kind of amazing to me and a really noble thing. So, basically the way the story goes is the story of a young girl named Sadako. She was 12 years old. She was 2 when the atomic bomb hit. And she was a runner. She was on the track team, really strong girl. And one day she got very dizzy and fell when she was running and couldn't stand up again. And so they took her to the hospital, and she was diagnosed with leukemia. And she was very scared because a lot of people who were admitted into this hospital never left. Well, the next day her best friend came, and she brought this little gold piece of paper, and she folded for her a little gold crane, just like this one, origami crane. And she explained to her, she said, you know how they say that a crane lives for 1,000 years. Well, the way this tradition goes, she explained to her friend, is if you fold 1,000 paper cranes and make a wish every time you fold a paper crane, you reach 1,000, the gods will be with you and will make your wish come true, whatever it is. So Sadako loved this idea and set it at once to fold 1,000 paper cranes. Now, paper in Japan in the 50s was not like you could just go to Target and buy reams and reams of paper. They got paper wherever they could. They would peel it off of medicine bottles. People who ate chocolate would save their wrappers, and they would all bring their wrappers. All her friends in the community would bring these pieces of paper, and she would fold it into these little cranes. And her brother would tack them under a ceiling, so there were all these cranes flying above her. Well, when she reached about 300 cranes, two things happened. One, there was a 9-year-old little boy who had leukemia also, who was staying at the same hospital.
and he died. And this really rocked her. A second thing that happened around 300 cranes is she started to experience pain. They described it as, it felt like her bones were on fire. And she couldn't eat anymore because her gums were so swollen it was hard to eat. But she kept making cranes. She made 644 cranes, and then she died. And I'd like to share with you the epilogue of this story. Sadako Sasaki died on October 25th, 1955. Her classmates folded 356 cranes so that 1,000 were buried with Sadako. In a way, she got her wish. She will live on in the hearts of people for a long time. After the funeral, the bamboo class collected Sadako's letters and published them in a book. They called it Kokeshi, after the doll they had given to Sadako when she was in the hospital. The book was sent around Japan, and soon everyone knew about Sadako and her 1,000 paper cranes. Sadako's friends began to dream of building a monument to her and all children who were killed by the atom bomb. Young people throughout the country helped collect money for the project. Finally, their dream came true. In 1958, the statue was unveiled in Hiroshima Peace Park. There is Sadako, standing on top of a granite mountain of paradise. She is holding a golden crane in outstretched hands. A folded crane club was organized in her honor. Members still place thousands of paper cranes beneath Sadako's statue on August 6th, Peace Day. They make a wish, too. Their wish is engraved on the base of the statue. This is our cry. This is our prayer. Peace in the world.
So we had a goal to have 1,000 paper cranes. We said, oh, no problem, get 1,000 paper cranes. But then we started. I think we have a little bit over 100. I didn't really come up with an official count, but so in the last, with the Girl Scouts that came yesterday, and thanks to Marlo and Patty for helping. I made my very first crane yesterday, and it's an orange one. Actually, it's not this one. We hope throughout the summer and the coming months to have ongoing origami workshops, which will advertise. It would be great. We're going to hang the cranes that have been made so far in the summer house over here until we have 1,000 cranes. And whenever that will be, we'll let people know on our website and have it posted up here. But if you are, it's a great thing to learn. I think, just making one makes me feel good. So, and this is another symbol of peace. I just kind of like to just close and wrap up all the thoughts that have been thrown out and all the quotations and stories and music that's been sung today. I think there's a thread that goes between all of them, and I saw the connection between peace and earth, like in the Russian language, it's the same. But I also think there's a connection between peace and earth and the mission of Stonehedge as an organization. We felt, it's been a dream of Russell's, I know, for a long, long time to create a place of peace. And his life dream. I don't think I have your exact. I do have your exact words for them. So he just, his dream was to create the perfect vision here, and with limited resources, but with an abundance of love and dedication. Russell and his partner, over 40 years ago, close to 45 now? Yeah. Started this with this vision, and it's been a labor of love for the last 45 years. And I think there's just a feeling among the members and everybody, and the volunteers, and everybody that's a part of it, that this seems like a year of transition to really make a solid presence here. And this event is kind of the kickoff to this year. And we hope to have a lot of events that represent peace and love for the earth. And Russell says the garden here is surely the perfect place for us to all grow. And we talked about, peace starting from inside with inner peace. It's not something that a government imposes. Kind of the sub-theme to peace and earth and Stonehenge is starting with personal reflection and quiet. And this place is a great place for personal reflection if you just walk the ground and connect with the beauty that's here. And peace is achieved not through a government statement, but through education from childhood, from the mothers, the grandmothers, the sisters, teaching peace and love. And from that comes community. And there's a lot of the theme of community in a lot of the quotations that were read today. And I know there's representatives of people here that are looking into the idea of intentional community. And that's that discussion is very much going on here as well, on how to really nurture this property by having people that really care about it, helping to do that. So it's kind of, these are kind of the closing comments now. I guess just move forward to the official planting of the placing of the people. I hope I read all my notes. I hope I didn't forget any